Hey, KS Guncom, Lyle Cadell here with you again, and I'm glad that you joined us. All right, so we haven't done a live fire in a little bit, and I'm glad to have somebody, a friend. Hang on one second here. There we go. I'm got all the little techie stuff we've been dealing with behind the backgrounds here, and I just had a techie problem, but Corinne Moser is going to be on tonight, and you probably already see down on deck too. Derek is with us. He's been at my side since the start of KS Guncom. So Derek's going to be doing the help behind the scenes of the giveaways. So
random giveaways.
The random giveaways. That's right. So we're going to be giving away 6 things over the next hour, every 10 minutes. Okay. So if everybody's got that, so we're going to be fast and furious, live fire, okay? But first of all, I want to introduce our guest, of course, and she is probably known to most of you, and I'm glad to say that is Corinne Moser, and she is a professional 3-gun shooter. And Corinne, tell us who you shoot for.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I shoot for lots of amazing companies. I'm going to start off with Centerfire Shooting Sports, actually. That's where I'm home, and I'm so happy to be home because I've been on the road for what feels like 2 months solid, which almost is 2 months solid. So being home, I've been able to go to my range and teach and practice. So appreciate all the support that Centerfire Shooting Sports, my home range, gives me. And then I have Taran Tactical Innovations. I've got STI International, Weber Tactical, Walkers, IWI, Hornady. And I need to look at my jersey. Night Fision, Carlson's Choke Tubes, and today I'm sporting my Krav Maga Fitness Center of Kansas City T-shirt. I don't get to rep them as much as I would like to, but when I'm in town, I'm teaching with them, and I'm also taking physical training, and I'm training myself there as well. I know I left somebody out, and hopefully I get to them as we're going. So sorry. Oh, Bushnell.
Yeah. Yes, Bushnell. Just down the street.
Just like 3 miles away from me. See, my neck got all red because I got embarrassed because I forgot somebody.
It's all right.
Yeah.
By the way, I did not say how you could win. So you can win one of 6 prizes. Once you win, you're out of the getting. One of 6 prizes, which includes a prize pack from Night Fision. It also includes autographed pictures. We got 2 autographed pictures of Corinne with a patch. You can see her down there. Hold them up. There you go. Here, I'll lock it on you so that they can see. So you can get one of those, or the pack. There's a big old pack of stuff. I don't know. Tell them what all's in it, Corinne.
So we have. Night Fision is our presenting sponsor this evening, and Night Fision has sent us with 2 care packages for you guys. So let me show you what will come in each one of these packages. We have an awesome Night Fision hat, tumbler, 2 pair of eyewear, and this is just in one package, 2 pair of eyewear. We have 2 tumblers, or sorry, this isn't a tumbler. This is a koozie
thing, yeah.
Stickers, a patch, and this really heavy-duty gun mat.
That is cool.
It's really cool. It actually has like these little fingers. It's really cool, and it's actually designed so that when you are taking apart guns, and you have these tiny springs and pins that when they fall on the mat, they get caught in the mat. They don't roll off the mat. So this is thank you to Night Fision for that. We have, so everything that I just showed you is for one package. We have 2 of those packages, and then as Lyle said, I have 2 of my little headshot cards that I'll sign for you guys and include a patch in there as well. So I don't know, is that 4 giveaways or 6? I guess I could go in my office and grab 2.
That's 4, and then I've got some here.
Oh, you have some things. Okay, good.
So yeah. And so then what I've got here is, y'all, I've got a $25 gift certificate to JT Holsters. That's Jimmy Thomas out there in Hutchinson. So $25 towards a holster, or $25 towards a holster or gear from Shook's Customs out of Tecumseh. So there you go. All right, and then I'll even throw in a sticker with that for Shook's Custom. So there's 6 giveaways over the next hour. All right, so we're halfway through the first 10 minutes, y'all.
Okay.
So on what we're really wanting to do with Corinne tonight is, and I want to say a big shout out to those of you who have already joined us tonight: Chris, Big Al, Gizzard, Gary. Hey guys, man, thanks for joining us. And if you have a question, post it in the chat over here. And also, that is how you're entered to win. And that is Derek is keeping track of all that behind the scenes. Okay. But what we want to do is catch up with Corinne and see what she's been. I mean, she's been like stupid busy over the last little while. And so, Corinne, tell us, man, what have you been doing for the last, I don't know, 3 months here?
Well, let's focus on the last 2 months, because honestly, that's all that my brain can go back. And I had to take notes on what I've been doing. Unfortunately, it's been light on the competition side. So I haven't been able to shoot a lot of matches, but I've been doing something shooting related and or teaching pretty much solid since the beginning of March. So let's start with, I'm going to open up my calendar and my notes at the same time as I'm talking to you guys, so we can get through. I don't skip anything. This was incredible. I mean, I look at my calendar and it's almost as if it's my journal. You know, I look back and I'm, oh, that's right. I was there and I had that really busy week. Okay. So the first full week of March, I went to Alliance, Ohio to attend an IWI Tavor operator course. And this was a really special course. It was invitation only. It was myself and several other, I guess, influencers, if you will. And, IWI, as you know, is one of my new sponsors for 2019. I'm very fortunate to be partnered with them. I've been shooting their Galil Ace. I shot it in the Red October Kalashnikov Championships last year. Plan to do it again this year. And they sent me these Tavors, Tavor X95s, one in 5.56 and one in 9mm. I brought them both to Alliance, and we went through 3 days of training. Okay, they did not go easy on us. So Thomas Alibrando is an amazing instructor. He kicked our butts in -3 degree weather outside, 12 hours a day. And I know the platform. Let's just I became.
So can we see the space guns? Can we see the space guns?
You can't call it a space gun, or you can't.
Just joking.
Okay,
can we see the? There we go.
Tavor X95. See, I took the rails off. I'm going to get some hate for that, but I took the rail covers off because I really like the aggressive tread. Plus, also in the course, we were putting slings and lights and experimenting, really seeing what worked for us and what didn't by experimenting. Now, I also took, unfortunately, to ship. I've been on so many planes. I took my scope off as well, but I've had the Bushnell Enraged Red Dot on here. I've had the Bushnell Little P. The Little P is what I ran in the course, and that you just can't beat it. It's just tiny right here, and you know, when you everything you add to the gun makes the gun heavier. And when you're holding the gun for 3 days straight, you know, the big stuff looks cool, but is not practical at the end of the day. So, anyways, this is my 9mm.
Did the P replace the little TR-25 or something like that?
I have not shot the TR-25, so I'm not sure if it replaced it or if it's just an unused.
And that's a 9mm, did you say?
This is the 9mm, yeah, correct. This is the 9mm.
Is there any interchangeability there with the 5.56 at all? Or is it completely dedicated 9mm?
I am not sure about that. I'm sorry that I don't know the answer to that, but now that you shamed me on live, I will look that up.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize. I just didn't know they had a 9mm out there. Wow.
Yeah, it is. It's a 9mm. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sorry. Everybody, I'm talking back here and I'm staring at this crazy thing. So
no, it's a lot of fun. So it's a bullpup. So there are a lot of advantages to the Tavor platform. One being it brings the mass back towards the shooter, and the closer to the shooter's center of gravity you can bring that weight, the easier it's going to be to manage and manipulate and hold that gun up for a long time. So it's a very intuitive platform. The controls are intuitive. It is different than the AR platform. So when you have a million reps with one and you're switching to the other, I really did have that learning curve and that struggle in training, which is good, which I've kind of missed. Doing one gun or one platform for so long, you kind of forget what it's like to really struggle in the beginning. So I really had a great time with that. So that was the first week of first week of March.
I have another question about that rifle.
Yeah.
What mags does it take?
Michael, what mags did we pick up for the 5.56? We were running the P mags through it.
No, for the 9mm.
Yeah, for the 9mm. Michael, say again.
Medgar.
Yeah, Medgar.
Okay, great. Yeah, man, quality stuff. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so that's March, first week of March. On the way back home from Ohio, we stopped in St. Louis. STI has been doing this amazing program called 2011 Experience, where basically throughout ranges all over the country, we bring the STI pistols and ammo and let the public shoot the guns. And so there was one of those 2011 experiences in St. Louis, and we stopped at Tactical Shit Store and hung out with TJ Kurgan and did one of those. The day after that, I was helping to teach a integrated Krav Maga and firearms class at Steve Woolridge's Krav Maga and Fitness Center of Kansas City. And that was a lot of fun. Let's see what happened after that. After that, I went to Chicago, and I had this idea to do some photo projects with some friends of mine who own a photography studio, among other things. They're incredibly talented. It's called IMAV Studios. And we did a bunch of photography images for my sponsors. And I've been releasing some of what we've been doing, some of that over the
I was
last
wondering, yeah.
Yeah, that's where all that came from.
Awesome. Hey, by the way, we're at like 12 after, so we need to do a giveaway.
Awesome.
We're doing live fire here, so it's, cold on the range, okay?
Wait, so it's my turn. Okay, hang on.
It is your turn, Derek. So what are we going to give away? Let's give away first a night vision package. Can we do that, Corinne?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Derek, dial it up, brother.
All right, so you guys, I've got everybody on here that's commented so far. We've got Gizzard Gary, Big Al, Chris Peel, and Sprinks747. So on over here, I've got a little random number generator, and if you want to check it out, you can go to random.org. They are not sponsoring, but this is a really nice free tool, so I'll give them a little shout out. Maybe. Uh-oh.
Did it lock up on you?
Yeah. Maybe it's not a great tool.
So wow.
Oh, there you go.
Brandon as well. Brandon commented.
Oh, Brandon. Okay, hang on. Dang.
While we're waiting, I'll take the lock off of you so you can do that. And just tell us when you're ready, Derek. So the STI, by the way, this is an STI hat, nice. 2011 hat that I got from Centerfire, the experience at Centerfire. And my STI shirt. I'm being a good boy here, y'all. I got free swag from Gene and Bill and the people at STI and Corinne and
where's your gun?
So, what did you think about the gun?
Where's my gun, brother? I'm sorry, I'm poor and I don't have $3,800, man.
But they're sweet.
What did I think about the guns? I shot all of them that were there. And this is not because I know you and because we're friends, Corinne, at all. Serious. This is honest to goodness truth because you were out of the room when I said this. I turned around and I told Mark when we were there, I said, hers hands down. It's the bull barrel in your gun and just the way it was balanced in the trigger, the way it was set, hands down over all of them.
Yeah.
It was the Combat Master that is actually built for Corinne. So.
Right. Well, what did you think about the? I mean, because that's awesome, and that's a competition gun, and that's top of the line, and of course, that's amazing. And I appreciate that you liked my gun. What did you think about the Staccato and DVC line? We had the Staccato C, which was the single stack.
Yeah.
One, and that's the concealed carry gun, and then we had the Staccato P, which is the duty size, right? And then of course the DVC carry, which Mike brought out his own personal carry gun with his light attached. He actually, before we left the house, he took it out of his holster, unloaded it, and then we brought it to the range.
Yeah.
So what did you think about those?
The Staccato C, I think, is where I would land on those. That was what I shot best with. We'll put it that way. Sometimes I don't necessarily like the way a gun feels. If you know what I'm saying. I mean, completely how it feels. Like my wife carries a shield, for instance, and I'm okay, like with the feel of it, but I'm dead on accurate with it.
Right.
I was accurate with the staccato C, and like and like the feel. I like a 1911. I mean, that's just me, but it was, I mean, it was balanced well. It was a little bit more pop, a little bit more pop to it because it doesn't have the front end balanced as well as the full length guns, of course. But a staccato C was where I think that's where I'd go.
Well,
and I did like how the bobtail.
What's funny about the staccato C is that it is, when you start taking away mass, there's not much you can do about increased recoil other than the design that we have in the gun is, takes away about 30% of the recoil versus other guns. But it's a subcompact concealed carry gun that performs like a competition grade gun. So
it's very accurate.
The very first time that I shot it, I was at STI actually, like their 30-yard range or something, and I'm making groups like this at 30 yards with a 3.9-inch barrel single stack gun. And I'm like, okay, yeah. I mean, you may feel a little bit more kick because it is what it is. It's a small gun, but the way that it performs is unlike anything I had experienced before. And that's what's awesome about these experiences that we go. I'm not a salesperson. In fact, I get very uncomfortable when it feels like I'm having to sell or push something on somebody. I don't want to do it. Like I just flat out don't want to do it. But that's not what we do. We just go, here's my gun. And I did that yesterday at the range with a couple. I was practicing with that Taran gun at the range. A couple was next to me and we got done shooting about the same time. They went over to the case and started looking at the DVC-3 gun, DVC limited. And I'm like, do you want to shoot my gun? It's not the same, but it's very, very close. It's an STI gun. It's a kind of a DVC frame-ish. There you go. You want to shoot it? Oh, no. Well, they went out and they shot it and they bought one.
All right. We're ready for the giveaway. Derek, take it away, brother.
All right. Let's see if this works right this time. All right. Wow. Look at that. Number 5. All right. Brandon chimed in last and got the first drawing. Lucky him.
Oh, buddy.
Okay. So Brandon Faber, brother, what you need to do is just drop Corinne, because that stuff will be coming from you, right, Corinne?
Yeah. I'll just have him at my place. Brandon's a friend. It just so happens Brandon is a friend of mine. So I'll get it. Brandon,
come on.
He's already got good amount of swag.
It's all good. No,
that's cool.
No, Brandon, go over to Mike and Corinne's house and pick your stuff up, please. Okay.
Like now, come on over. I don't want this sitting around.
Yeah. So, all right. So now we're on the clock now for another 10. But we were still on STI. I will say this. What is and this is a dumb question for me, but what is the frame from the STI guns made out of? I'm sorry.
Aluminum. And
is it aluminum?
Some of them are. We've got Michael, is it steel or aluminum? Some of them are aluminum, steel, and then we have the polymer grip.
That's what it was different. I was like, there's something, and I didn't ask while I was there, and I didn't look it up later, and that was my fault. But I'm like, there's like a weird hybrid thing going on here, because when you pick up a steel 1911 or something, I mean, it just feels different, and I noticed that there was a different feel, and so it was just very grippy. By the way, is it Taran that does all the grip jobs?
So on my Taran Combat Master, we have the silicone epoxy grip. This is that people call it the skateboard tape, but what they do is they do it to the handrails of the ARs as well, and they basically put glue on there and then they pour this material over it, and it makes it incredibly aggressive. It's sparkly, so it looks pretty, but it's long lasting and it is very, very, very aggressive. And that's what I like on it, and that's how Taran sends it to me.
Okay. By the way, just a quick question. Have you stopped shooting the Glocks then completely?
No, we still have our Glocks, but in competition for concealed carry, when I teach training classes, training classes will be the Staccato P, concealed carry staccato C, and then of course I've got the Combat Master for competition.
All right, and go ahead, and we got you, interrupted you with the giveaway. So go ahead, where you were on a roll there.
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So let's see. I was doing the pictures at IMAP Studio in Chicago. So far I was in Ohio, St. Louis, Kansas City, Chicago. I touched down from Chicago back in Kansas City and drove immediately to Grand Island, Nebraska to pick up an ammo order that I needed for that weekend because I drove to Dallas. And Dallas, I went a couple hours south of Dallas to Reveille Peak Ranch for the Texas 3-gun championships. And that was an awesome match. That was my first 3-gun match of the year. I ran a Bushnell 1-6 for the first time, not the first time, but really the first time this year in competition. I switched from irons to tack ops, and I'll do tack ops for the matches that make sense to be in tack ops. But for instance, the next match that I have coming up, Zombies in the Heartland, the next 3-gun match anyways, I will be back in the irons division shooting the little P because it's mostly base gauges. It doesn't really make sense to put magnification on there. And I really like to run the little P. So I did the Texas 3-gun championships at Reveille Peak Ranch, and then was home for 2 days, 3 days, hopped on a plane to California to go visit Taran to shoot out there, and brought all my guns with me to my new STI guns, my shotguns to get kind of their yearly work over, ready for competition season. And we had a lot of fun. We had the 511 guys out there, Hawk, Vaquero, and Jesse, and Eric, and they were filming and shooting for 511 promo stuff. And actually one of my pictures that we shot ended up as a wall banner at NRA this year, which was really, really neat. They do beautiful work. Another cool thing that we got to do out there is, of course, as you know, Taran trains the Hollywood actors. And a lot of the times when we go out there, we end up training with or training some of those guys and girls, and we were able to do the same thing this time out there. And so got to meet some cool folks, have fun shooting, and hang out with Taran. It's good to spend time with him. He's a really nice guy, and Jade, they're like family. So that was California, and I got to do that with Deanna Huffstedler. We actually spent several of these trips together, so we've been traveling together, and she's like my best friend. So it's a lot of fun.
Now, I know there's people probably right now wanting to know, did you train with Keanu Reeves?
I have been there with Keanu Reeves while he was being trained, yes.
John Slavin, a mutual friend of ours, pistol packing preacher, if you know him from Instagram, he was very interested in knowing whether or not you had been with Keanu Reeves or not. So,
well, yeah, I was with him. We met him. We hung out with him for a little bit. He's a really nice guy. He is everything. He has a really good reputation in Hollywood. I believe it's earned. He really does come across as genuine, sincere, and I can see that he's a very, very good student. So. And
he doesn't shoot everybody in the face.
Not on our range, he doesn't.
That would be John Wick. For those of you who don't know, Keanu Reeves, who is the actor who does John Wick in all 3 of the John Wick movies, that's who we're talking about. So if everybody's like, who in the world's John Wick? What do you talk about? Go watch the movie and you'll get it all. So it's okay. So then where did you? I mean, man, you've been. It's like a Johnny Cash song. You've been everywhere.
Yeah, we're just getting started. So I was in California. That's where we left off. Came back and following along on my notes and my calendar. So let's see. We came back for 2 days, and then we went to an awards. My family and I attended an awards banquet for Mike and his partner. It was the Chief of Police Awards, Valor Awards, and Mike and his partner earned an award for an incident that they were involved in July. And so that was a really nice evening. We had his mom and dad and Mike and my daughter and we all attended. And Mike and I left the banquet and drove straight to Topeka for the State Rifle Association meeting. I was asked to give a little talk, a little speech during the luncheon. And so we did that. it went really well. The speech went well. There were a couple other people there that were speaking that were awesome. One of them was Mark Walters from Armed American Radio. And after, we ate lunch, he was like, hey, I want to have you on my show. How about tomorrow? So that's Saturday, tomorrow's Sunday. So I'm like, yeah, sure. Sunday morning, I taught an integrated Krav Maga and firearms class live on the range at Centerfire. That evening, I was on Mark's radio show, and I thought that went really well. Mark was an awesome host, and it was it was a neat experience. It was like out of the blue, bang, 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 one thing after another, just machine gun fire, really. I was like, yes, okay, yes, let's just go. And so, so then I was home for that. And looking through my week, that following weekend, I did 2 full days at Frontier Justice in Kansas City of 2011 experiences. And Mike was able to come with me. So it was really nice to kind of be home and hanging out with Mike and letting people shooting guns with people, talking about STI. I'm not a salesman, and I'm not the person who builds the guns, and I'm not the tech person. I don't know every detail about the guns, but I'm a trigger finger, I'm a shooter, and I'm an instructor. And so I like to give my feedback and my impressions and kind of my testimonial, if you will, about the guns from my perspective, because that's what's genuine to me. So it's really funny because I don't know if I've ever shared this with anybody, Lyle, but doing what I do,
exclusive right now, exclusive.
People expect me to know everything there is to know about guns, and I'm flattered that they do. The messages I get on Instagram, Facebook, people come up to me and they're asking me honestly about guns I've never even heard of, and I'm like, well, I don't know. Why don't you teach me something? I don't know everything, but I know when I bring my skill set to a platform and I can feel that what I am giving the gun, it's taking over, and the gear and equipment is beginning to make the difference. And that's an undeniable moment. And you felt it, and everybody who comes to shoot the guns feels it. So anyways, I don't know everything, Lyle.
Oh, well, none of us do. None of us do.
No. So where were we? We were,
Well, we're going to have another giveaway here in just a second. One thing I would ask is, you went from a striker fire platform to now a hammer fire platform, and how difficult was that? And maybe we need to stop. Yeah, we are at that 10-minute mark here, so we'll stop after I ask the question, then you can answer it after we get the giveaway done. But how difficult was that transition from striker fire to hammer fire, and from no safety to safety? So we'll talk about that right after we do a giveaway. So, random generator Derek, my brother from another mother.
1 second, let me pull this guy back up here.
By the way, if Derek was on campus this afternoon while this stinking crazy man was firing rounds off at K-State. So
is that what happened?
Yeah, Lyle was my first phone call too.
I was worried, man. I was like, dude.
I know, we just talked yesterday. So basically, if you guys didn't hear, so we got an alert on campus today that there was an active shooter on campus. It wasn't an active shooter on campus. It was apparently an incident or an altercation that happened off campus. And then somebody ended up at the K-State Foundation building, and there were 2 shots fired into the car that I don't even think anybody was in. So don't worry, that'll be chalked up as another school shooting for us.
Yeah.
Right.
So let's get a winner here, because those are some losers that did that.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, 3. Chris.
So Chris, what's Chris's last name? I'm sorry. Let me lock it on you. Chris Peel. All right. So Chris, here's what we're going to do, brother. What you need to do is Chris, I'm going to give you a $25 gift certificate towards a new holster from JT's Holsters out and if you look at his stuff, it's slick stuff, man. He does a great job. Jimmy does. So Chris, what you need to do is actually PM me on or PMKS Guncom on Facebook and get together with me so that I can get your address. Okay. Or you can email us at ksguncom@gmail.com. That might be easier for you. That's ksguncom@gmail.com. I'll put this on myself there. So Chris, you win. Let me put that back up. You win a $25 gift card to JT Holsters. I can send that to you, and then you can get with Jimmy and go from there. But get with me. Maybe just the easiest would be just ksguncom. That's ksguncom @gmail.com, and give them your information, and we can send that out to you. Okay. So, congratulations, Chris. And by the way, once you win, your name's taken out. You can't win again. Okay. So, Brandon and Chris, you are winners. All right. Unlike the idiots that were shooting at people's cars earlier today at the K-State campus. So,
Yeah.
congratulations, Chris. Corinne, back to you. How was that transition from striker to hammer fire?
So it's a different platform, and the weight, the balance, all of that is different. But I'm going to focus on three things: the safety, external safety, the frame safety that you already brought up, the trigger, and then the grip angle. So all three of these things were major differences. The safety, was less of an issue than I thought it was going to be, simply because with the AR platform, I'm really used to that safety on, safety off, safety on, safety off type of deal. So that was still an issue, but most of the issue came with the draw stroke, getting my thumb where it's supposed to be, making sure it was the same place every time so that I could take the safety off when I needed to. If anything, I had problems turning the safety on when I didn't mean to, just kind of like as like a, I don't know, like if I went to reload a mag or something, do a mag change, I do safety on, which is little glitches like that I've been working out in training. But no, safety is kind of intuitive. It really helps that I've been running the AR platform and been working the safety anyways with my right thumb. So that wasn't a huge deal. The trigger, however, is a lot different. We have that single action trigger. So my brain has been in safety, like caution mode, slow down, do everything slow while I'm getting used to it. As you know, you're shooting the guns, the triggers are a lot lighter than what we're used to in the striker fired pistols, even with the modified triggers that, we tend to do, especially with the Glocks, the ones that I had from Taran. This is still different than that. So my biggest concern was to be safe while I was making the transition. I had a lot of concerns with making with the trigger pressure too soon. So just been doing that really slowly. And so for me, those two things, the external safety and the trigger, the lighter trigger, single action trigger, has really caused me to slow down. So I am still in this phase where I'm deliberately slowing myself down to get the perfect reps in, and waiting for the speed to catch up with me. And so I'm not at full speed yet, but that's okay, because at the same time, my accuracy, because of the platform, because of its capabilities, has shot up. So there's always a balance of speed and accuracy. The speed is going to come. The accuracy is already there. So that's awesome.
Cool.
The grip angle is much different coming from the Glock to the 2011 platform. And this is a common thing. I didn't know it was common because I didn't care about 2011s and those people and what they did, because I've been a Glock person for forever. But now in this world, I was experiencing difficulty in the presentation and the sight picture not being what I was used to, and actually, and with the trigger, then I was over muscling the trigger, and here I am with this beautiful gun, and I'm not hitting, the first shots I shot out of it weren't accurate. And I was like, whoa, what's going on? And it was the grip angle. Also, I was having difficulty with my draw stroke because of the different angle that my wrist and elbow need to be at. So I worked with that. And in fact, that's something that Taran worked personally on with me. When I was at his range, I said, listen, you do both platforms. show me what I need to be doing differently with my elbow or my wrist or the pole, whatever I need to do, so I can get over this. And I just actually last week when I was at the range finally felt like, oh, I finally got it. Like it's there now where I'm not fighting it anymore. So those are the big three for me. The difference is coming from, say, a Glock or striker fired platform to the 2011 was the external frame safety, getting used to that. Not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The trigger, the lighter trigger, is causing me to slow down while I'm getting the slow, perfect reps so that I don't become unsafe and have any negligent discharges.
Mm-hmm.
And then the grip angle is completely different. And I just now kind of feel like that's clicking. So those.
Now, are you running 147s or 115?
I'm running 115 right now. 115 Hornady HAP, and it's working just great. I was at the range yesterday.
Really?
And it's working great.
Now, within your competition rules and regs and all that business, do they have like a power factor or whatever, that related to the grain weight?
Yeah, they do. And the 115 Hornadys that I'm shooting make it into minor power factor. It's the same. I haven't switched ammo. It's the same ammo I was shooting for Glock. And I know that that's a little, this is what is that line from the Star Wars movie? An elegant weapon for a more civilized age or something. That's what this is. I'm not as civilized or elegant as my gun is. So, I know that I should be tuning. I should, really I should be reloading and finding the exact recipe for my gun and the way that I want it. But for now, this is working. I don't have an issue with the 115 grain Hornady American gunner rounds, and I don't have an issue with my gun. So, maybe with more experience, I'll want to try something different, a different grain bullet or something.
Yeah.
But now I'm not that sophisticated.
Yeah.
I'm just a trigger finger.
I didn't know how the gun accepted the round too. I mean, that's sometimes a problem, but didn't know. One thing I will say about the Combat Master, being a 2011, I have small hands, and so I don't necessarily. I do carry a Glock 19 on a daily basis, but Gen 4, by the way. So, but I did find it very comfortable, even though it's it's double stack. It was very comfortable, and however you have that trigger set, it was set just right.
Well, it is. Let me say something actually. Hey, Mike, I have the sight tracker Taran in here. Would you bring me my bull barrel, please?
Are we about ready for another giveaway while we're waiting on Mike?
Sure.
By the way, Mike is and we just barely mentioned on it. He's an officer for I'm not going to necessarily let it out unless you want to let it out. An agency in Kansas City area, and he is truly one of our heroes, and I appreciate him very much and want to brag on him there a little bit. So.
Trying to find it.
There he is yelling in the background.
Sorry.
But Mike Moser, if you ever get pulled over by Mike Moser, just tell him I know your wife and she shoots awesome and everything like that. And
tell him that you'll definitely get a ticket.
Yeah.
Tell him you watch Live Fire. That'll save you.
There you go. All right, so we are up to the third thing. So let's give away an autographed picture. Do you have one of those handy?
I do.
Corinne?
Sorry, I'm playing with guns. Hang on.
Yes.
Not playing, handling.
Don't play with
Not
guns.
playing with them.
So, and that is cool. Hey, look, I have the same thing. What do you know? I have the very same thing. Except for this one's getting shipped off. But this is not getting shipped off. There you go. There it goes like this. The Shield Maiden. You're gonna have to explain this at some point in time too. But we're gonna give that away. It is a autographed sign or autographed card thingy-majig poster, mini poster with a great. By the way, these are made great. These little patches.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got that from Tough Products.
Tough Product. That's TUFF. I know from Mr. Yeti uses them. Some too.
Patches?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. You know Yeti. Steve Fisher.
Yeah.
Yeah. So give it to us, man. Who's
All
the next
right.
winner?
Dude, Gizzard Gary, you're up, man. And poor Al. He's right in the middle of just getting
Ow, brother. So Gizzard Gary, what you need to do, brother, is again, get a hold of us at KS Gun. Or no. Wait, that's coming from Kansas City area. So you'll have to get a hold of Corinne at. How do they get a hold of you, Corinne?
Corinne Moser at gmail.com, CORINNEMOSHER at gmail.com. Or you can send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. Facebook's Corinne Mosher. I can't talk anymore. And then Instagram is CorinneMoser.ShieldMaiden.
There you go. So, and Terry, can you put that in the notes or in the what's majiggy there in the chat?
Yes.
Big Al did ask a question, Corinne, and I'm gonna give him this, man. He asked, "What is your next competition?"
Yeah, I was just trying to type a response to him, but I didn't know how to reply to him. So my next competition, actually, I'm going to hit a USPSA match in Versailles, Missouri this weekend, this Saturday. I'm going to run my Combat Master and Minor Power Factor, and then I'm going to also run PCC. So I'll get to shoot the same match twice, and that's at Lead Farm. And the Logan Bills run that. I haven't been out to Lead Farm in what seems like forever. I really miss competing and going to matches as much as I used to. I'm very fortunate that I get to do a variety of things within the industry now, but it'll be good to just dive back into competition for a little bit. And so I'll do that this weekend. And then my next major 3-gun match, though, is the Zombies in the Heartland in Grand Island, Nebraska. And that's the Hornady Match. And that was, in 2014, my first 3-gun match ever. And so it's always fun. It's a nostalgic match for me. I travel up there with a group of my friends from this area that were my teachers, my first coaches and my first teachers, and they still are. And so it's a nostalgic match. I don't shoot the industry day in one day. I shoot the regular match with everybody. And it's always a lot of fun. So that's my next major 3-gun match. And that's the first weekend of June. And I think that Diana Muller offered for me to crash their trailer with them on the range. So I might be camping for the match too.
There you go. I've talked to Diana. She's a sweet lady. You guys went to DC together.
We go to DC every year for the last couple of years as part of the DC project. And then, she comes up with other things for me to get involved in as well. And so she's a good friend and lots of good ideas. And she's a very active, and she's one of the originals. She's one of the originals. She's a great mentor and somebody to look up to in the industry.
By the way, y'all need to share this out, okay? Share the video out because there's more stuff to win. And tell people to go over to Kansas Gun Community and watch the interview with Corinne Mosher so they can win free stuff. I've been telling people that all day, but they don't listen. It's okay.
We'll give it to the people who are watching.
We can do that too. But one thing I was curious about, and I mean, you can tell me that this is an off limits thing. I didn't actually ask you about it beforehand. You've changed your diet.
Well, yeah.
And how has that affected everything?
So about 2 years ago, I made a major lifestyle change and I switched to the keto diet. And that was in July. Okay, so I remember it was, I had July 4th barbecues, food. I was just not in a good place. I was in a happy place, but not in a healthy place, really. And I decided this is it. I'm going to Italy in a few months for the first time. I need to get down to, me. I need to be me again. And also for competition, I'd like to see what I can do with my diet and exercise to gain an edge in competition and to just kind of see what's possible. And so I switched to the keto diet, and like everybody who has done it, I had immediate success. I dropped a bunch of weight before Italy and it's not about the weight really. It's about how you feel. And I felt like I was a 12-year-old kid. You know, it was just like amazing. Everything felt good. It helped with my endurance for matches. It helped with everything. And so since then, so a couple years now, I've been doing keto is my normal everyday diet. It's a combination of keto and paleo. So when I do eat vegetables and stuff, I adhere to the paleo food list because for a couple years before that, I realized that when I eat paleo foods, my body runs better. It's cleaner. It feels nicer. So it's a keto paleo diet. And then, you know, I do train with Steve Woolridge once or twice a week when I'm in town, and we work on physical therapy, sports, movement. We have these long discussions about movement theory, and it's just awesome. And so I'm a very, very slow learner. So it's taken me 33 years. That's how old I am to really get to a place.
Oh my goodness, you just said your age.
It's not a big deal. Where I'm to a place where I'm in tune with my body and in a place where I'm happy and healthy. And, you know, I've tried this, I've tried that. And I think I've got the recipe really, really down pat. So right now the recipe is a keto, carnivore, Paleolithic diet for me. And I'm working out every day. Exercise it's not something I feel like I have to do. Although I do have to force myself to do it sometimes. It's more of it's a me time and it's a mood enhancer. Does that make sense? Like,
oh yeah,
work out in the morning, my whole day is better. I'm happier. You know, my body feels better and whatever. I can get preachy.
Well, your dopamine levels, you know, rise. I mean, literally your body chemistry changes.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've changed my diet.
Being a diabetic, which isn't, of course, it's not Kansas health community, but Kansas gun community. But I was told about 5 years ago that I was at 280 pounds and felt like crap, and really was in a bad way with, you know, high blood pressure, et cetera, et cetera. And my doctor said, okay, it's either drugs or you're going to do something. And so I was on some blood pressure meds for a little while and everything because it was getting like bad. And I lost 60 pounds.
Yeah.
And got down to, now I'm at almost 220 now, and trying to stay there is what the key is, trying to actually go below. In the way you feel, and the one I say all that not to talk about health and everything, but the way you feel is totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel light and springy. Not light because you lost weight. I mean, of course, that's part of it, but it's springy. You know, you feel youthful. You feel like, hey, look, there's a field. I want to go run around in it for no reason. I want to jump off rocks. You know, I want to. And that, of course, for me in competition, that's everything. Endurance level is up. Because the type of matches that I like to shoot, the natural terrain 3-gun matches, are highly physical. Yeah. And, you know, you don't want to be really good with your shooting skills, but then get into a shooting position huffing and puffing and like you're done. You're already spent. It doesn't matter if you're a good shooter because you can't control your nervous system at that point or your breathing. So diet's a huge thing. It's not just exercise, it's diet. It's what you're putting into your body. So I can be a little fanatical about it, but I don't.
How does Jerry Mitchell act? I mean, the guy is like grandpa, you know, and he's like a stinking cyborg. But I mean, if you ever look at his hands and forearms, it's like he evidently works out outside in Louisiana and sweats his butt off or something. And he is just like massively strong, and still at his age to be able to compete like he does is amazing.
Well, you know, think about how many years he's been doing it the right way. I mean, that's that mature strength. That's that, you know, you do something right for that long. And yeah, it's not like, for me, I feel like I just now got it right. I'm excited to what I'll be like in 20 years. He's been doing it already for his whole life, or whatever he's doing is working, and not only practicing, but a healthy, active lifestyle. So you know, it's just what is that? A stone rolling downhill gathers no moss.
Yeah, there you go.
Never stop moving.
By the way, what shotgun are you using now?
I'm using the Benelli M2 from Taran Tactical, same one that I've been using since 2015, probably.
Okay. I
Not the
couldn't.
same
I couldn't
one.
remember.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to my wife about it, and I couldn't remember. I was like, I think she's. Maybe it wasn't my wife. It was somebody else. But I said, I think she's shooting a Taran Tactical shotgun still, Benelli. So just wanted to confirm that. In the chat, I want to acknowledge y'all. Y'all are having some good times over there. I'm loving it. Boo.
Hey, I wanted to show
Big
you
Al.
real quick.
Big Al will get that. Go ahead. Yeah.
So we were talking before the last giveaway about triggers.
Mm-hmm.
Here is, I'm putting it against the wall so that you can see, but here are two Combat Masters that I have. One is a sight tracker, one's a bull barrel. The bull barrel is the one on the bottom, and you can see the difference in the triggers. The sight tracker, I haven't had anything done to the trigger. Well, I haven't had anything done to either triggers. They're both from STI, but the top one on the sight tracker model, it has the longer trigger, and the bottom, the bull barrel, well, they're both mine, but the one that I'm going to be shooting for competition right away, it has that shorter trigger on it. So when we were saying just a couple minutes ago now about the feel of the 2011, and yes, it's a double stack grip, and that's kind of a fatter gun, but even though it's got great ergonomics, that short trigger for me is just the perfect recipe. I'm able to reach that trigger and put the pad on my finger on the trigger where it's supposed to be, and still have that nice grip that we want. Whether the shooting hand high up on the back shot, the pistol barrel in line with the bones of your arms, and still on this double stack gun be able to reach that trigger. So that might be something for you to look into, Lyle, when you make the switch to STI, to have them put the short triggers in from the factory.
Hey, when you loan me the 4,000, I'll take it.
You're not doing a $4,000 gun. You don't need that.
No, I seriously, people don't believe me. I'm a modest guy. I don't have much at all, but no, and Big Al, brother, he's got some questions over here. I'm just picking with you when I said boo. Optics versus irons, he asks, on a handgun.
So I'm not going to knock the optics because I don't have much. I have chosen not to go into that realm yet. What I see is that is where we're going. I don't know if I think it's a little bit too big to be a trend. I think it's here to stay. I'm seeing it on the concealed carry pistols. I'm seeing it in competition. It makes a lot of sense. But for me, I just don't have a reason to make that switch. I like shooting iron sights. They work for me. They work in any application that I need. They have yet to if something's going to fail and cause me to go over to optics, it'll be my eyesight. And when that happens, sure. And I'm not saying that the people who shoot optics, it's because they all have bad eyes. That's not it. But the optics on a pistol would make sense if your eyesight is not good enough to pick up the iron sights reliably. Even if it's just, you have that slight advantage, go for it, I say. Anything that helps you be more accurate and shoot better, and it makes your time on the range more enjoyable, then do that, because that's what it's all about. Dots are great pistols for beginner shooters as well. They're fun for, getting into competition. My daughter, I'm trying to think I think we have a dot on her pistol, but I'll bring her to the range for some PCC stuff and she'll have a dot on that as well. So, I haven't made the switch. I don't see why I would until and unless my eyesight starts to fail, because I really just love a hard iron sight. It makes sense. I love the silhouette. I love the way that it works with in low light situations with the flashlight. And with the night Fision night sights that I have, I've got a tritium element in here, even in the competition guns that I run, and obviously for the self-defense guns that I run as well. I have this ballistics polymer housing unit that is super bright. It acts like a fiber optic, if you will. It is very bright for the fast up close shooting that you have in competition. But then when I need to slow down and take those accuracy shots on a plate rack or out on a BC zone out into the forest, then I have that hard iron sight to aim with. So I don't know if I'm going to be called old fashioned here in a little bit, but I'm okay with that. Like I'm not going to knock it, but I haven't tried it. Maybe I won't knock it because I haven't really. I mean, I've tried it a little bit, but even at Taran's range, he was handing me dots, the dot pistol, and here's Tiana's gun, and I'm like, okay, so I'm running a course, and granted, okay, I'm not used to it yet, so of course I'm not going to be as comfortable with the new thing as I was with the old thing. But the dot for me, maybe eventually I would get really fast with it, but the irons works. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
We'll pick up there right after we do a giveaway. Sprinks 747 has reminded us that it's giveaway time, and it is. We get so caught up in listening that we need to give something away. I think now is the time to give away. Let's see, we've given away one. I want to wait till the end to give away that last night Fision package. Excuse me. We're giving away an autograph. Let's see, what else do we have there?
Shook's Custom
autograph.
You want to do another? I think that was the last one we did, actually.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? Yeah. So let's do Shook Custom. Okay. Shook Custom. They're out of Tecumseh. I know Kyle personally, and if you look on their Instagram or Facebook, you see the quality of his work. And in fact, he is working now with CZ. He's a big CZ guy. I mean, the guy's like die-hard CZ. And here, let me, Derek, why don't you say something? So that'll hook on.
Now you guys can see it. shookscustoms.com.
Yeah, and he's even doing base pads. So I was trying to lock onto you earlier, and it wouldn't do it.
Yeah, it does that. But he does quick ship stuff too, which is cool.
Yeah. So there you go.
If you're a CZ guy like me, then this is where you go.
Derek is a CZ guy. That's right. You like your PO7, your PO9 stuff. So, all right. So we need a win. We need a winner, brother. Come on.
We got another one. El Lebricano. Hang on.
What is? Yes. Okay. So we got
you
somebody else in there.
Just in time. All right.
Big Al, congratulations that you lost 47 pounds in January, brother.
That is awesome.
Now I'm sorry that it took a long to get. Oh my. Sorry about that. I'm serious, man.
But Big Al, you just won. You did win. You won.
Big Al won?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
No way. He did. Oh, Big Al, brother, you got to get a hold of me. Here, let me take this off, Derek. There we go. You need to get a hold of me, okay, at ksguncom@gmail.com. Send me your info, bro, and I will send you $25 towards a $25 gift card towards anything from Shook Customs, okay? Do that. Big Al, you won, brother. Congratulations, man. See, you stuck around and booed in the chat there, and you won. So thank you. So, all right, now let's get back to congrats, Big Al. Thanks, Derek. Thank you, Derek. By the way, Derek Cox that you're seeing here is I want to remind folks has been with me from day one. We've been friends for a few years. I won't go to the stories of how we became friends, but anyhow.
This is a gun purchase, actually.
It was a gun purchase gone bad. But anyhow.
Yeah, that's true.
That my wife looked at me and said, no. Right in front of Derek. But anyhow.
Like, all right.
But we have become good friends and brothers. So I appreciate him. He's been here from day one on KS Guncom. So back to the iron sights. One thing I did want to ask you, Corinne, was does anybody cut the STI guns for an RMR?
Yeah, STI.
Do they?
Yeah, STI does.
Okay, I didn't know.
Auto P, the DVC have host options.
Okay.
And then of course you have in the DVC line as well, like the steel, DVC steel. So if you're interested, if you're one of those, then I would look into the DVC line, and also the Staccato P is going to be coming out with that option. So
now let's step back into the Tavor a little bit. Now, you have a 9mm Tavor. You're not using that in competition, are you?
So I could. I could use it for the PCC if I wanted to. But what
Oh,
this really is for us, for Mike and I, is this is like a home defense rifle.
okay.
You know, I really think this is really great. You have the full length barrel benefits, but in a shorter package. You have 9mm. You can run hollow points through it. You know, rifle is an excellent choice for home defense, and yet you have all the benefits of the 9mm cartridge in your home, in a building space. You know, I live in an apartment building, so you know, I think it's the perfect package for, you know, home defense. So that's what our rifles are going to be run and set up for.
So now, is the Tavor also able to host a suppressor as well?
Lyle, you're asking me all these
Oh,
questions that I'm not
sorry.
planning on running a suppressor on it, so I'm not sure. I can get the owner's manual.
When you get old like me, okay, when you get old and gray, okay, you don't want you already practically deaf, so you know you need to have something quiet.
You know what?
No,
The answer to that is yes, because I see them run with suppressors all the time.
Big Al, what did he say? He says I run both and it takes some time. Oh, okay. He's talking about the RDSs. Um, yeah, and of course I say get old, but I haven't purchased a suppressor yet. That's bad. By the way, I'll give a shout out to Centerfire right now. You can go to Centerfire, and they are a what do they deal? What do you guys deal suppressors? Which companies? Anybody and everybody, or just Silencer Co. or Silencer Shop?
You know what? What time is it? 8? They're closed. I'd call them and I'd ask them what we have in the shop right now.
Yeah,
But
but
Centerfire has a website that will show our products online, and you can see what we're carrying. I don't know that we're exclusive to any company, and
okay.
say we carry Silencer Co. So if we carry any others as well, they'll be on the website.
But you can go there. I know there's little kiosks, so you can do all your fingerprinting and everything very easily there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Centerfire Shooting Sports, look them up on Facebook, Instagram, and Frontier Justice as well. They have 2 locations in Kansas City and in Lisa, or not? No, it's Independence. So, but right now, Centerfire is who we're dealing with because Corinne's here.
Yeah.
And Corinne's works for Centerfire. So, and Gene and Bill are good friends. So, to all of us, and they've been very, very kind. Anything else that you want to bring up while I drop everything?
We're almost towards the end of my list that I'm like focused on what we were doing, which is going through kind of like a debrief of my last 2 months. NRA, we were at NRA.
Yes, tell us about that from a perspective of, because I know Mark's going to come on later on down the line, from being a celebrity and how NRA went.
Not a celebrity, but I know there's a lot of drama going on. I heard about it, but my part of NRA didn't have anything to do with the actual meeting and what was going on there with Oliver North and all of that stuff. So my part is to hang out with the people who actually use and buy our stuff, who are actually, you know, at the range. So everyday people. I like going to the NRA show a lot better than I like going to SHOT Show. It's a different crowd. It's the consumer here, and so it's you know, the days go by actually really quickly. You may have appearances scheduled in booths, but you end up just talking to people and time flies. So I really enjoy that. I had appearances at the Walker's booth, the STI booth, Night Fision booth, Bushnell. Tell you, one of the most surreal moments at the show was I was on a Ladies of Bushnell panel with Maggie Reese and Jesse Harrison. And so I'm on stage, sharing the stage with those two, in my mind, legendary women, and I felt it felt good. It felt good to be counted among them, and we had a fun time. So, cool appearances. Like to talk to the people, and then on the way home from Indianapolis, I road tripped with Tony Pignato and Deanna in pulling the STI trailer, and we made a stop to do another 2011 experience, and that was probably one of the funnest road trips ever. Deanna Huffstedler and Tony Pignato and myself crammed in it. Well, it's not a small truck, but a big truck pulling a gun trailer. It was good times. And then topped it off with having the STI demo at not a demo, a 2011 experience that you attended this past weekend. And man, I probably shouldn't have gone to that. I was sick.
Were you really?
I was so sick. Yeah, I was.
I thought you looked tired, and I didn't know.
I was sick.
Well, at least you didn't pass it on.
I'm hoping that I didn't.
Well, we're not sick,
No.
so.
Yeah. I'm hoping I didn't pass it on to anybody. I was really careful, but I was leaning. There were times I was leaning up against Mike going, oh, man, how much longer?
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
You should. Wow.
Yeah.
We never knew. So,
Good. That's the point.
I thought you were tired. You did seem like, yeah, I'm tired. I'm ready to, yeah.
Well, I mean, when we were hanging out in the classroom,
yeah.
guys, I don't need to put on the face for.
It's fine.
But.
And I understood. I mean, when you go that hard for that long, I mean, it just, yeah. I mean,
well,
it just beat you up.
It's ironic and a good thing that I got home I got sick while I was home for this 2-week stretch. I was home for 2 weeks. I haven't been home for 2 weeks in forever. So I'm glad that, but first of all, but it was Mike actually who got me sick first. But,
you guys got to quit kissing and all that mess, you know.
Oh no, it drives our daughter crazy. We're not going to stop. That's good.
Now, just think about this. This weekend is Mother's Day, y'all. Did anybody hear me? It's Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
I had a guy tell me today he's the father of 4 kids, or going to be 4 kids. And he said, oh, man, I haven't got my wife anything. And
mistake number 1.
Yeah, I was like, you are in deep crap, brother. However, I think he'll pull it out. He's pretty creative. So, but I'm just talking to all you guys out there watching, man. It's Mama's Day this weekend. And I'm sure Mike has already got Mama's Day taken care of, has he? Mike, have you got Mama's Day taken care of?
Dude, you put him on the spot? Oh.
He's not on camera, so
he can get me for Mother's Day is for his birthday. I picked out a little cabin in Missouri at a private lake that I want to take him to. And so for Mother's Day, he can look at his work calendar and pick a day that a couple nights where we can actually go do that, because that would be a gift for me too. I might have gotten him the gift that I wanted for his birthday.
Oh
no, he loves it, so he'll enjoy it. He'll enjoy it as well.
That'll be good. But Corinne is a mama, and mama bear, if we could say, in a way too. So, and when I say it in a good way, y'all understand what I mean. Protecting. By the way, it's time to give something away. Maybe a new vacuum. Spring says. Let's see. By the way, mine is broken. Spring 747. My vacuum is broken. And I've got to fix that dumb thing. Yeah, thanks for reminding me that. I was vacuuming the other day, and the thing just like, oh, yeah. Anyhow, Mike Moser. If you follow Mike Moser, you're friends with Mike Moser. Corinne, can I testify to this?
Testify.
He is the most immaculate vacuuming dude I have ever seen. Like patterns in the carpet.
Yeah.
He's like the lawnmower guy, like their neighbor. That's like the Mr. Jones. That's
I don't know.
Yard.
It's freaking. It's just amazing to see his. Yeah. So anyhow, I'm telling Mike's. He's probably getting ready to go to work or something and hating on me here, but I love him. I love Mike to death, man. Let's give something else away so I can shut up and get out of
Last winner. There can only be one.
There can only be one. Is there only one person left?
We have 2 on here. Oh, El Leprechauno with the win.
El Leprechauno with the win. Okay.
A swag pack.
he's getting the swag pack from Fision or Night Fision. I'm sorry. So that includes a hat. Help me out here, Corinne. Tumbler, some
Yeah,
eye pro.
gun mat, koozies, stickers, patches, eyeglasses.
And they need to get a hold. Okay,
Sweet.
so El Leprechauno, bro, you need to. Oh, he's talking now. Okay, you need to get a hold of Corinne by just emailing her, or it's like Corinne Mosher. That's CORINNEMOSHER. You can get that at gmail.com, or check her out on Instagram, or not check her out. Boy, that was a wrong statement, wasn't it? I'm really gonna get beat up now. I'm gonna get fried.
It's recorded forever on the internet.
It is. It's forever. And anyhow, I did not mean to say that in the wrong way. I just anyhow go to Instagram or Facebook and PM Corinne. I did not mean that in any way bad. But somebody's gonna stink and hack this video. Yeah, I can just see it now. Yes, I'm doomed. Yeah. So, but El Leprechauno, you are a winner, and
Sprinks, tune in next time.
yeah, man,
score you some swag.
Maybe we ought to just send him. Corinne, is it okay to send Sprinks? He's been in here the whole time. To send him an autographed card.
Sure, I'll take care of that one.
Okay.
Sprinks, send me a message.
All right. Don't go check her out.
If you guys need a contact place, you can either reach out at ksguncom@gmail.com, or you can go to Facebook and message the page. Likely Lyle will respond, and he knows who you are. So yeah, those are the two ways to contact.
Is Mike still there, Corinne?
Yeah, I think he's in the other room.
Tell him that I'm sorry. I've like just I've been bad. I didn't even. I just know there's guys right now that are two in particular that are gonna give me a really bad time.
Just don't feed the trolls.
Yeah, they're trolls that I'm good friends with, and I don't even. I'm a genuine guy. You know, I say stupid things. So Corinne, I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's not an issue.
Okay.
You're fine.
I'm like getting really hot. It's getting hot. Okay, you were embarrassed earlier, and now I'm embarrassed.
Yeah, I was super embarrassed.
So there we go.
What now? For what? Oh, I had to remember all my sponsors, and I think I got everybody.
Yeah.
I had my list of stuff. I usually, you know all your sponsors, but when you're put on the spot, you gotta, there's like 9 or 10 of them, and it's really bad if you forget to mention. It's not like you forget them, but you forget to in the moment to bring them up, and that's not good, So I forgot to write down my list, just to my little cheat sheet list, and I think I got everybody.
Well, when I put it up on social media and stuff, I couldn't remember all your sponsors, so I probably forgot somebody. And Weber Tactical actually started following us here during this feed.
Nice.
Or during the show. So, and I don't know the guys from Weber, but thanks for following us, man. I'm humbled.
Well, that
Weber Tactical. Wow.
Be Adam Weber, and I've known Adam for many years, and we are together again. He is my sponsor, and he owns the market for competition gear right now. He's just the best there is. Weber's everywhere. So,
where's he based out of?
He's out of O'Fallon, Missouri.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have family down there, so awesome. So if you need a holster competition rig, it's not in Kansas. I'm sorry, but Weber Tactical, check them out, and they can get you hooked up. All right. Well, is there any other truth bombs or any other big wisdom or update type stuff that you have, or?
No, I think we covered. I mean, I went back the last couple months. My next big match is the Zombies in the Heartland. Then after that, I've got the DC Project Team Match, which we're going to help raise money for the DC Project. We're hoping to be able to get the hotels covered. Everybody pays their way to go to Washington, D.C. to represent gun owners. It's a bunch, 50 women, one from representing every state. And so we go there on our own time, own dime. And this year, the match is going to hopefully help us out a little bit to get there and be able to stay. And so those are the next two big things that I have coming up that I know of.
Cool beans. So now in the fall, what do you have going on in the fall?
Lyle, I have not thought that far.
Two
Okay.
months.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have.
Give her 2 months.
Yeah, there's my schedule. There's a reason why I don't post my schedule online, which people ask me to, and quite frankly, I should, but because it's constantly morphing. I didn't know what I was doing this weekend, and I went, I'm going to go to the shotgun match in Missouri, in Iberia, Missouri. I'm going to go shoot. It'll be awesome. And then last minute, I went, no, instead I'm going to go to Versailles, and I'm going to do a USPSA match instead. So, not putting my schedule out there allows me the freedom to do in the moment what's going to be best for me. And that's the way that it needs to be. So for now, at least. So I don't have anything other than some major stuff. I've got to, let me scroll through. Team match, get Area 2, tactical games, Minnesota sectional, Hornady USPSA Area 3. Oh man, I'm a lot busier than I thought. I've got the DC project coming up.
I don't want to you have an anxiety attack over all this stuff.
Conference, STI, Ostfront.
Big Al does have a question, Corinne.
I'm going to USCCA this next weekend, so.
Yeah. Big Al has a question here, and I wanted to read it off. Does Hornady let you pick your powder? Or the powder weight?
I don't know the answer to that question. I don't reload myself, but ordering custom built ammo from Hornady, I don't know the answer to that, but I'm curious.
Wow. And then he asks, do you have a Fund Me page? I don't know. Is that for me or for Big Al?
I don't know if it's for you or for me, but if it's for me, for the DC project, I don't have one. But the DC project itself does have one. And I used to have the link memorized. I just used it. But if you're interested, if he's talking to me and it's about the DC,
he is about the DC project.
DCproject.info or /info, I believe, is where you go for that. It's sponsored by A Girl and a Gun, so we have a little part on their page.
So I would say look up DC Project. Is it dcproject.com?
It's the DC Project, but go to agirlandagun.org, and we're on agirlandagun.org, and we are on their website. And I believe there's an area there where you can donate, and anything would be greatly appreciated.
There you go. By the way, we do not have super chats on our chat. Have you noticed everybody's doing super chats? So you can't give money to KSGunCom. I do everything for free, and Derek does too. So there you go.
Yeah, I'm poor from this.
Yes, I mean we're both dirt poor. We're so dirt poor that I got a stinking STI hat. So, well, Corinne, I know it's about that time. So, we're all given, all of our stuff is given away, and I'm looking around, and we've had a good time. I hope for you, and I always enjoy having you on. And man, I'm a little dizzy from thinking about all the stuff that you've done, and then you're going to be doing. I don't know. Wow, to keep up, but tell everybody where they can follow you. And I want them to do that. I want people to go to your social media and follow you and keep track of you that way, at least. So where can they find you?
Well, I'm most active on Instagram and Facebook. I do have a YouTube channel. It's Corinne Mosher, CORINNEMOSHER. Instagram is CorinneMoser.ShieldMaiden, and it's Corinne Moser on Facebook.
Why don't you, while we close out, why don't you close out by telling us about the Shield Maiden, and then I'll close up shop.
The Shield Maiden was a nickname that was given to me by Rick Staples in 2012. He was my first instructor, and he still is the best one I've ever had. And he said, you need to, you remind me of the Shield Maidens. And I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, the Viking warriors, they dug up and they found them buried in full kit and with, warrior honors. And then, they're starting to discover that some of them were women. And so a Shield Maiden is just a wife, a mother, a farmer, a regular woman who fights for what she loves, who takes the responsibility for defending her freedoms and her family and her land as seriously as the men, and does what it takes to be a really, to fight alongside them. So that's what a Shield Maiden is. It doesn't have anything to do with at the time, I hadn't even watched the Vikings show. I mean, now I've watched it, but it was a nickname that was given to me, and it stuck, and I've run with it.
Awesome. Well, I hate to end it, but we're going to end it for tonight. Our live fire segments are always good and always run like an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and 30 minutes. We don't plan on it, but anyhow. But it's been good. Derek, thank you, brother, for being on and helping out. But Corinne, thank you for your friendship, and thank you for just hanging in there and always. I mean, I got to tell you that just from a personal standpoint, she has just helped me with some different projects I've been doing and different things. And just has been a good friend. Her and Mike have been, and I cherish those friendships. So, thank you for coming on once again. And we're gonna still, as Kansans, stick behind you and be Kansas proud. So, with KS Guncom. So for tonight, y'all, stay Kansas proud, stay out of trouble, stay safe, and hopefully the flooding will go down too for those of you who might be in southern and southeastern Kansas and south central Kansas as well. But hang in there, stay tough, and stay Kansas proud. We'll talk to y'all later.